Here is my Champions League ranking. This is going to be a bit different from the video. I'm just going to go through the slideshow really, really quick. Nothing really special happening visually. We're just going to go 36th to first. So, yeah. I also color coded this. So anything in like red is eliminated first. Anything in like that yellow beige color is playoffs. Anything in the green is automatic spot. And I'm going to explain the ones that I feel strongly about because I think those are important. Also, if you did, like, I looked at all the fixtures before this, and I filled out every single one of those fixtures, and that's how I came to here. So if you're mad about something, it's just from the fixtures, and I move stuff around just based on what team I think's better. Okay, first we have Quarabag. I'm gonna be honest, some of these teams I don't know the names of. I barely know how to pronounce this one. So next I have Union Saint Germain, I think it's called, or US. I don't know what it's actually called. I know they just won the Belgish league, but yeah, they're underdogs in this tournament, and let's be honest, their team is not ready for Champions League football. So either they're gonna have to give up the Jupiter League, the Jupiter League, or the champ. I mean, I respect every soccer football league in the entire world, or they're gonna have to give it the Champions League. So, which one do you take? I just have them in the 35th spot. 34, I have the Kazakhstan team. Genuinely don't know their name. 30, what is this? 33, I have Pathos. I still don't know how to pronounce that as well. I think they have David Luiz. So I had to move them up a little bit because they have David Luiz. Next, I have Slavia Praha. They're just not going to do anything in this tournament. I really doubt it. What is that? 32nd. I probably should have put the numbers on here, but I made this in like 10 minutes. So Bodo Glint at 30th. Yeah, I just don't think they're going to be very good, and their fixtures are really tough. Frankfurt. I know this is kind of crazy because Frankfurt are supposed to be really, really good, but let's not forget what happened to Leipzig last year. They were not great. Actually, they were booty cheeks in the Champions League, and I think this will be the Leipzig of the Champions League or of this year. Olympiacos is next. I genuinely don't know anything about this team. I barely know any of their players. So yeah, move on. Copenhagen. Copenhagen were decent. I think they went to the round of 16 like 2 or 3 years ago, and that's really all I know about Copenhagen. Don't even know how they got into this tournament. I'm gonna be honest. Marseille is next. I actually really want Marseille to do well. I mean I know it's Prison FC, but I rate De Zerbi as a manager. I actually like their team a lot. But yeah, Marseille aren't doing shit. Let's be honest. Next is Athletic Club Bilbao. I know Nico Williams, him staying, Inaki Williams, big pluses, but um, that team is just like staying super stagnant, and every other team is getting better. I don't see this one doing better. I have them just getting eliminated immediately. Next, I have Ajax. I think this is the last eliminated team, if I'm pretty sure. I really, really wanted Ajax to stay. Also, I hate their new logo. I honestly, out of protest, I did not put their new logo because I fucking hate that logo. But I really, really wanted to have them in the playoffs because I love Ajax, but except I hate Ten Hag though. Don't know why I had to mention him. We'll get to Ten Hag when we get to the future. I really like Ajax, but there's just too many better teams. I really don't think they're going to do anything in this tournament. Though I do really want them to stay up. Next, I have PSV. Just making the cusp. It was honestly between PSV and Ajax, and I couldn't lie to myself. It's obviously PSV. Um, they have lost a couple players though. They lost Bakayoko. I'm pretty sure. I forgot to who, but I know they lost Bakayoko. And I think they lost a youngster too, but I can't. I cannot remember at all during this transfer window. I still think they're a good team, and you should never underrate Dutch teams because they always do well in the Champions League. So I could see them going to around the 16 spot again, beating off a random team in the playoffs. But yeah, I think they're a great team. Villarreal, I've always loved Villarreal. I don't know why. I just like their team. I've just always liked their team over the years for some reason. Tierno Barry, watch out for him at Everton. Uh, but I have him here. Like, they're not really going to do anything. And honestly, I was considering them getting eliminated. Club Brugge, uh, very, very good team. They're always producing very good youngsters. They had De Korper and Talbi, I think their names are. And they were really good last season in the Champions League, at least. So, Honestly, I'm expecting I'm expecting a lot from this team, even though they did lose a lot of key players. But they also had Jashari, I think they had Jashari. I don't really remember though. But yeah, I really hope this team goes far because I actually like Club Brugge. Genuinely, I do. Next, I have Benfica. I know this might be a bit low. I really should put the numbers, man. Holy shit, because you really can't like compare. Um, again, like it's Benfica. They always do well in the Champions League. They always go decently far, at least round of 16, or not at least round of 16, but at least, uh, yeah, round of 16 or um, playoffs. Well, I mean, it's the first year of playoffs, second year of playoffs, but you know what I mean. Like they always do well. They're always a tough team to beat. I really don't see that changing this year. Next I have Sporting. It's kind of funny I have these two together. I think Sporting will do a bit better just because I think their team's better and they have some Chelsea players on their team like Giovanni Quenda and Usman Diomande, I think his name is. So I'm just saying Sporting going to do better. And we almost got harder. Yeah, we almost got harder, guys. That's exactly what happened. And he's, I think, a really good young striker. And they have Luis Suarez, who is banging out goals for Colombia. Was it Colombia? Yeah, Colombia against Venezia. They won like four. Like I think he scored like 4 goals in total or something. Next, I have Bayer Leverkusen. I remember this one was 19th. I remember this one. It might be not have been 19th because I switched some stuff around. But yeah, Bayer Leverkusen. Um, I would have actually literally put him in like getting him eliminated. I genuinely would have, but they sacked Ten Hag and they actually got a competent manager. By the way, did you hear the shit that Ten Hag was doing? He was making them do push-ups. Nah, how shit can you be as a manager making your players do push-ups, bro? That's fucking hilarious. So, yeah, Ten Hag is a fucking fake. I actually really like Bayer Leverkusen's team. I think they have a lot of really good young players. Ellis Ayas Ben Seguir. I don't know how the fuck to pronounce his name, but he is a baller. I've known him since he was playing at Monaco. Super young, super good, and he's going to Leverkusen, and I think he'll be really good. Um, they also got that kid in the youth academy. I think he went on loan. The guy who looks like Holland. I think he's fucking hilarious. And apparently he's like a bagsman, like just like Holland. But yeah, I think this team will do well enough. Monaco's next. I actually think this team is going to do really well. It really just depends on how Ensu Fati and Paul Pogba do. I know they like need a lot of time to like get physically up to pace with the rest of the team, but I honestly, if they like really reach their full potential, I could see Monaco going far in this tournament. Genuinely, Man City's next. I know this might be a bit crazy. Actually, it might not be because Man City have not been good. I did my predictions and I predicted them second in the Premier League. I thought they were going to do really well. I thought they were going to be back to Pep Man City, but they've been falling off a lot. Honestly, I think this is Pep's last year at Man City. I think this is when his contract's up, or maybe it might be next year. I don't know which one. I think Pep should leave, and I think Pep should retire because if he keeps this up and then he goes to, I don't know what team he'd go to. Maybe PSG. Or, I don't want him at PSG actually. I feel like he would go to a big boy or maybe like international. But I think he should retire because this, like, we're low key honestly seeing the fall off of Pep, kind of like how we saw with Jose Mourinho. So I don't think Man City is going to do that very well. They might make it out. They'll probably make it out of playoffs actually, and they'll probably make it out of everything else. But losing to Brighton, losing to Spurs, I just don't trust this team very much. Next is Dortmund. Dortmund, I don't trust their team either. Honestly, they're a lot worse than Man City, but they always do well in the Champions League, and I can't lie. They like their team is just set up so well to face not only shitters, face teams that are not prepared or teams that don't play the same style as them. That's why they always get cooked in the fucking Bundesliga, but they thrive in the Champions League because they play a style that's not easily adaptable. But all the Bundesliga teams play the same thing. So yeah, and just historically, they're super big in the Champions League. They've always been good. I don't see a world in which they do bad. Next, I have Atalanta. I know this might be a bit high, but their fixtures are honestly pretty easy. I don't really see them doing too bad, and I think that the team is very good. Like I still think the team is good. I don't know if Lookman's still playing for them anymore. I don't. I know he's still at the club, but I don't know if he's like playing like an Alexander Isak situation where like he's just with the youth team. Yeah, I think Atalanta are going to do really well this year. I don't know why. I just get a certain vibe from them. I think they'll do well. Next, I have Galatasaray. Listen, man, I'm the biggest Ozyman fan in the world. I love Ozyman. I loved him when he played at Napoli, and I think he's gonna ball the fuck out of this tournament. They also got Leroy Sané, who I don't think is an incredible player, but I still think he's like a serviceable winger who can do well. They have I don't even remember who else they have. They have Icardi, who is a baller. Icardi is very good. They have Sanchez, the center back. He's very good. They have a couple players, and they got some youngsters too. I think this team could go really far, especially playing in the Turkish league, where you can basically just rest your entire team because you're playing in the fucking Turkish league. Who cares if you lose a match in the Turkish league? It really doesn't matter. All right, next I have Bayern Munich. This might be kind of crazy putting them this low. I don't trust this team, man. I don't trust this team. I don't care if they have the best front three in the world. By the way, first fixture. I'm not gonna do a prediction video about it. First fixture, Chelsea, Bayern Munich. Chelsea's winning. I'm saying it right now. Chelsea's winning. Uh, yeah, I just don't trust this team very much. That back four, honestly, like midfield to back, whatever, without Jamal Musiala is fucking it's like really bad. And Jonathan Tah was a horrible addition. That brother should have gone to Inter. He cannot play in a two back. He can't, or in a four back, whatever you want to call it. He can't play with two center backs. He has to play with three center backs because, or as three center backs because like this guy, he's just oh my god, this team is so good but so bad at the same time. I just really don't know how well they're going to be, and I don't think they're going to make it. I think they'll still be in the playoffs. Next, I have Atletico Madrid. Same old Atletico Madrid. They don't really lose games, but they don't really win games. They actually haven't started this year out really well at all, but I think they'll be back by the time the Champions League starts, which is like in a week. So really like very, very soon. But yeah, I think they'll be back. I'm not too worried about Atletico Madrid. They had a very weird transfer window there. They bought a lot of players, and I don't really know how they're gonna like do well, how well it's gonna happen. And they lost some key players, like they lost DePaul, who I think was actually really important for them. So we'll see how they do this year, but I think they'll be good in the Champions League. I really don't see anything else happening. Next, I have Newcastle. This might be a bit high for some people, but I don't. Honestly, my prediction for Newcastle is kind of like how Aston Villa was last year, where it was Champions League, Champions League, Champions League, and then they just forgot about the Prem. Like Aston Villa went to a quarterfinal in the Champions League, um, just to not play in the Prem. So, or or like and then they just shit in the Prem. So my prediction for Newcastle is pretty high in the CL, but low in the Prem. I have them eighth in the Prem. So I think that's how Newcastle are going to play. I love Newcastle's team. I think they're really good. I think Eddie Howe is an incredible manager. I don't know how well they'll be this year, but I'm just putting them here in playoffs. Pretty high in playoffs though. Next, I have Juventus. I'm actually pretty high on this Juventus team. Even though I am a Napoli fan, I don't, like, I'm not supposed to like Juventus. I actually like Juventus' team. I think Kenan Yildiz is an incredible player. Um, I think Jonathan David is really good. I've loved Jonathan David since he was at Lille. Uh, Bremer's a decent center back. Nowadays, he's decent. Before, he was incredible. Nowadays, he's really nothing special. And yeah, they have some decent. Oh, Thuram. Thuram's one of the most underrated players in the Serie A, in my opinion. I really like this team, and I think Igor Tudor is an underrated manager. I have him pretty high up, but not really doing anything incredible. I don't think they'll do anything this year in the Champions League, genuinely. Next, I have Napoli. I know this is kind of high for Napoli, especially with Antonio Conte, who has proven to not be good in the Champions League. But I looked at our fixtures, and I can't see us really losing against any of these teams. I see draws galore, and I see some wins against some of the worst teams. I know our team is very old and can't really play this amount of games, but I think we can do well, and I think we're going to get really, really well. And I'm pretty sure this is the ninth spot because I know who's in the eighth spot. So this is number 9. So Juventus was 10, Newcastle was 11, Atletico Madrid was 12, so on and so forth. So yeah, I think Napoli are going to be incredible this year. We started off the season really, really well. We had that 1-0 win against Cagliari, the Zambo Anguissa winner. That was fantastic. God, that felt so good. And then the 2-0 against Sassuolo. I know they're not good teams at all, but we started off the season well. De Bruyne looks incredible. Our new signings look incredible. We just got Højlund, who I think Højlund is garbage, but brother, this guy was incredible in the Serie A. He was like the best youngster ever in the Serie A. So I think Højlund will be a good addition to this team, and he's like a physical beast. Also, did you see that photo of Højlund? He got like all the acne is gone. That brother's ready to fucking cook, bro. He's actually ready to cook. All right, eighth. I got probably the like my least favorite team of all time, Inter. It would have been bad if it was like Chelsea or something, but Inter, I got eighth. I think they'll be good this year. I think they'll definitely need to like readjust with Chivu. I don't know how good of a manager he is. I know they won like 5-1 against Torino or something, but then they lost 2-1 against Udinese. I think that's just what happens when you have an inexperienced manager. So yeah, I have Inter at eighth. Seventh, I have Arsenal. I think Arsenal will be good, like always. I don't see them doing poorly at all. Um, Probably my next least favorite team of all time. I really don't like Arsenal either, and I have them right next to each other. I think they'll be good. I think they'll be good in the Champions League. I think they'll go far, like always, but I don't really see anything out of them this year, especially in the group stage. Next, I have Chelsea. I think Chelsea will do incredible in the Champions League. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they got top four, top three. I wouldn't be surprised if we got first in the table because I think Chelsea are like we are genuinely a team made to play in a thing like Champions League, and we've always been like that, like throughout history. Enzo Maresca is a manager to play in one kind of matches. He's not a manager that's like really good at playing in a league phase. So I think Chelsea will be incredible. I think we genuinely have a really good shot at the title this year, and I'm really excited to see how Chelsea do. Next, I have Real Madrid. It's Real Madrid. I think they'll get their shit together around halfway through, and they'll start dogging teams. I think Xabi Alonso is an incredible coach. Though I don't, I just love this team. I really, really like Real Madrid's team. Recently, I love Hoyson, I love Arda Guler, I love Carreras. I think they have a really good team, and I am honestly, even though like things have been rocky for Real Madrid lately, I am pretty scared of this team. Next, I have Spurs. I know this is really high, but I think Spurs are really, really good this year. I don't see them failing with Thomas Frank, even though it's a new manager. That team is really good. They've had an incredible transfer window. Xavi Simmons, I'm genuinely mad that we didn't get Xavi Simmons because I love that player. And then people on Twitter talking about oh, Boa Note's better. Like, no, he fucking isn't. Like, what are we talking about? I mean, Boa Note's proven in the Prem, but he's not better. Proven to be ass, honestly. But yeah, they got Xavi Simmons, they got Kolomuani, they got Mohamed Kudus, they almost got Morgan Gibbs White, which would have been an insane signing. They had some really good signings, and the team has a lot of depth. And I think Thomas Frank is a really underrated manager. I have them fourth. I have them really, really high. I think they'll be an incredible team. And third, I have Barcelona. I think everyone knows the top three teams: PSG, Liverpool, Barcelona. Third, I have Barcelona. Only reason is I feel like out of the three teams, Barcelona is the most likely to lose a a random ass game. Like I don't know what the fixtures are, but they could lose to a Monaco or so. I think they did last year, but they could lose to a Monaco. Just because of how little depth they have, especially in the center back position. Like I genuinely think Araujo will be starting every single game. Like that's crazy. Because this guy can't play a high line. He can't play a high line. I don't care how many times Barcelona fans try to talk about, oh, he's learning. He's such a good. Remember the 2022 or whatever it was? I don't fucking care. He can't play a high line. He genuinely can. Kubarsi can. Kubarsi's incredible. I'm not complaining about Kubarsi. Hoyson better, by the way. Araujo cannot play a high line. Christensen, I don't even think this guy's played in like 3 years. Eric Garcia is not a center back. Who else they got? Who else they got? I think that's genuinely it. They probably have some other fuckers that I can't remember, but yeah, like that's their center backs right now. Like Inigo Martinez was one of the most important players to that team, and they lost him for free. So I'm putting them third. I genuinely think that the highest chance to lose some random ass bums. Though I'm shitting on them a lot, the team is incredible. Yamal, Pedri, Rafinha, even Rashford. Ferran Torres has looked better. Like this team is like genuinely, I feel like this team is unstoppable, and I am very scared to face them. Even though we do have like a rivalry in the Champions League, Chelsea and Barcelona, I'm very scared to face them in the Champions League. Next, I have PSG. I know I should probably have PSG first, as I am a PSG fan. Um, I'm just scared about the injuries because I'm pretty sure Dembele and Doué both got injuries recently, and I am pretty scared about that. I also know our team is exhausted, like genuinely exhausted, and I mean the team's getting better. I think uh, the loss of Donnarumma is really, really bad. I don't think Chevalier will be as good as him at least this season. Maybe next season or the following, or in the future. I don't think this season. yeah, I just don't really trust this team very much. And I mean, I do. Like, it's the second. It's the best team in the world, in my opinion. It is PSG. We are the best team in the world. But it like things are a little bit scary and a little bit unconvincing, at least right now. But I think we'll be incredible this year. And I wouldn't be surprised if we won the Champions League again back to back. I wouldn't be surprised at all. At first, I have Liverpool. I know Liverpool have not looked great for the first couple games, even though they've won like all of them. I know they haven't been like great recently, but brother, they just got Isak. They got Isak, bro. Bro. They can fucking. We need to rest Isak. Throw on Ekatike. Both of their striker options are better than my striker option. For all three, no, that's not true. Dembele is better than Ekatike. Honestly, there is an argument for João Pedro is better than Ekatike, at least right now. But bro, this team is fucking insane. I think at this time when like we're really getting the group phases when Verts is really gonna pop off and show his stuff. I think players like Cody Gakpo are really gonna step up. Their defense, even though they've been making some mistakes recently and they're getting older, I still think is incredible. Yeah, I don't see a world in which Liverpool don't even make it in the top eight. I genuinely do not see that kind of world. And yeah, that is it. That is my Champions League predictions. Let me know what you thought about them in the comment section down below. I know I had some crazy shouts like Spurs at fourth. I just think they're an incredible team right now. Um, and yeah, I it was a lot of fun making this. Genuinely, it was. I'll be gone.